Theme song for the show, yeah.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the BAB podcast. This episode is sponsored by Dathan Arbach, author of Pen Pal, the most terrifying book I've ever read. You can find the book on Amazon. The story is of a young boy's tragic story of being stalked by an unknown man. I'm Brad, and I'm here with my partners in crime, Alex Patrick and Brendan Duvall Wagman, and our first official guest, Spencer Roop.
Hi, everybody.
Brad,
Yes.
is the author actually sponsoring us? Like, did you get in contact with
Did you
him?
get money from him to make something?
No, we're not actually. It's a fake sponsorship, but I actually have talked to the author.
Oh, right on. Thank you, Davin. What is it?
Dathan Arbach. So, Brendan, you said that you read the 6 parts, the miniseries?
I read 6 parts, and they were fucking terrifying.
I did not read him because I like sleeping, so I don't read things that are scary.
Spencer,
Before I sleep.
This thing on Reddit, and the guy got popular, and he made a book of it. It's like him remembering facts of, like, just stories of the kid that are linked, and he's being stalked his, like, entire life. It's really creepy.
This is like really weird for me today because since there's 3 people in this room, I'm really close to Brendan's face, so it's hard for me to like talk to him. Because I can't.
Let's
It's
make
just-
this better.
Let's squeeze in here.
Is that better?
So anyway, Brad, what's
No.
on the what's the
What's on
agenda?
the docket? What's on the docket?
The first thing that I thought of is, because I had to cut it from the last podcast because it was running a bit long, I was thinking about Alex retelling the story about your great-grandma.
Okay.
Let's do it later.
Let's
I'm
do
kidding.
it.
We'll do it now. Okay. So when I was a little baby,
When he was a little baby, it works better when you say young warthog.
when I was a young warthog,
When he was a young warthog.
my grandma, I don't know, my grandmother's mother,
We'll say very nice.
very nice.
Thanks.
My grandmother's mother was she died in her house. It was very sad. My whole family, she was a great person. Everybody in my family loved her. Everybody who knew her loved her, and it was really sad. I wouldn't really know because I was an infant, and I don't know what sad is. I just know that hunger is good. I mean, bad. So,
I bet a lot of people would disagree with you.
Africa.
Children in Africa.
I'm gonna call out Ethiopia.
Okay, so I'm off topic. So she died, and she died in her house in the hallway. And apparently, me and her had a really good relationship. Like, she loved me, and she would always like play with me and stuff. Not like that. She's my grandma, guys. Come on.
Yeah, leave that to the uncles.
Leave that to the uncles. My uncle Craig was awesome, though. Speaking of which, he's dead too. But yeah, she was really cool. She died, and it was really sad. But one day, while my grandma and my mother were cleaning out her house after she had died, I was with them. I was a baby. I was in the hallway, and I was crawling down the hallway where she died, and all of a sudden I started giggling. I just started giggling and giggling like someone was tickling me, and I would like back up and go closer. This is according to my mother. And stop it. And yeah, so I would do that, and my grandma used to tickle me, and so my mom was really superstitious and was like, "Oh my God, great grandma's tickling Alex in the hallway. It's happening right
That
now."
sounds wrong.
It was like a verdict in Clue. It was great grandma in the hallway with her fingers. Who tickled Alex, right?
That sounds like a porn.
And that's like the only ghost story I have, other than me feeling very paranoid at nighttime and feeling like things are behind me always.
All right.
It's paranoia.
Yeah, that's it. I said it was paranoid.
So now that we've told that first ghost story, I guess this would probably be a good time to say that this week's topic is ghosts. Because we forgot to say that earlier.
Your chair's so
Sorry.
Maybe because you don't sit in chairs like a human. You're like, I gotta put my leg on the back end where my back goes. And my butt needs to go in the air.
I don't like conventional sitting.
I don't like... I'm not a conventional sitter.
You know you can turn your damn chair. Her chair is facing a completely different direction in which she's sitting. Her chair is facing right, she's facing forward.
She can't. You
No,
can't
but
see it.
this is for the audience. She's trying to show.
She's trying to show the thing that will never be shown.
I'm showing Brad, okay?
All I saw was her crotch. Well, all right. Brennan, I don't think I've ever heard you tell any type of ghost stories, so I'm guessing you don't have any.
I have none.
You have none. Okay.
I'll think on that,
So
though.
you're crossed off the list.
Oh wait, no,
you're
no, no.
fired.
I have one.
Okay.
All of a sudden. Okay, so
I'm here.
have you ever been in like a really quiet room and then you whisper your own name and it sounds like a ghost is saying it? It's pretty neat.
No, you're weird.
How close was
All right,
your
Spencer,
actual
your turn.
Wait, what did you say? What did you say?
That's my ghost story. But my ghost story is: have you ever sat in a room alone and just like whispered your name, like totally quiet room, and you go like, it's weird. It's like someone else is saying it.
No, if you're saying it, you're saying.
Yeah, but I mean,
Stop
like,
listening.
I have ever.
yeah, but I mean, if
in my
you're
life.
whispering, it's not your voice, and
No,
so
yeah.
it could be like anyone. I mean, even though you're saying it. Yeah, but like you can't tell.
Who the
that's
fuck was that?
It's just weird because like it gives you the thought like, oh shit, what if that wasn't me? You know?
That's just. What's it called?
Stupid.
Jennison's the word for it.
I gotta get a prettier laugh. After listening to that first podcast, my laugh is awful.
I tried to lower the sound of your laugh, Alex. It just didn't happen.
God damn it,
Like a
that's
Seth
spike.
Rogen obnoxious laugh.
No, I can't even do this right now.
Brad,
how I can't do it. I really can't.
I got nothing for ghosts. I want to see a ghost, and I also don't because I'll probably shit my pants if I ever see a ghost.
That's messy.
Yeah, it's messy.
I've never seen or felt any type of ghostly spirits, but back when I still had my dog Togo, hashtag Togo.
Oh my god.
Hashtag Togo, bro.
Hashtag.
R.I.P.
Yo,
buddy.
Yo, Brad, you on
R.I.P..
Twitter?
Sometimes when I was just sitting around the house, he would like be laying next to me. He would get up, walk to like the dining room, and look up, and just stare for about 5 minutes, and then just come back. So I don't know what that was.
Dude, it's
Buddy.
probably nothing. Big old heaping pile of nothing. I'm kidding, bro.
Yeah. Well, it probably wasn't.
No. My dogs have done that before.
Well, that's why we brought you here, because you're the only person who actually has a real ghost stuff to talk about.
My cat would sit on me,
And he would purr.
and he would, and then he'd get up and leave, and then a couple minutes later you'd start smelling something really bad because he farted, and I used to call those ghost farts.
Just stop trying.
One time, I was in New York, and all of a sudden this weird stuff started happening, and it was like, I was like, who am I gonna call? And so then I called Ghostbusters.
I have ghost poops from time to time. That's where you poop and
Alright.
you wipe and it's clean already.
That is the best. That is the best kind of poop.
So there's my experience with ghosts. So yeah, I took a shit one time and a ghost wiped my ass for me, and I went to wipe and I'm like, holy shit, there is no shit. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Okay.
No.
Spencer, can you please get us back on track?
Alright, ghosts.
I
Real
was
ghosts.
talking
Actual
about
ghost thing.
I can make up some ghost stories.
Please don't.
There was a dark and stormy night, and everyone was wearing boxers. When did this turn into a song? That got weird.
Sound effects.
You turned into cats. They're entertaining.
The internet loves cats.
Alright, anyway.
Actual ghost thing. I don't know. What do you?
Start with the first one.
I've told you guys some things.
Yeah, but you
before.
haven't told other people.
Okay. But I haven't told other things.
That's
Yeah.
why we're here to explain the journey.
Okay. Well, so my mom has always been a very, I guess you can call it spiritual person, in a sense. You know, very,
Spiritual.
very open. What? Quote?
Because most of the time people say, I'm very spiritual.
No, just in a way where
No, I know you.
you're very open to the supernatural.
I would blow those guys too.
Nah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Nice product placement, Brad. But No, to the supernatural world and the beings that preside in it, I guess as you would say. And so throughout her life, throughout me growing up, I got to hear a lot about the things that she experienced as a child and as a young girl and even growing up. And, you know, growing up I had a few experiences myself, nothing quite as strong as her. I really believe that you kind of have to be really open and willing to accept things like that before you're able to. But of course it takes a sense of already natural opency
Would be
as
able to
well.
handle a ghost.
Fuck that.
I'm moving.
I guess the first thing that I can really remember was, oh god, how many years ago? I think I was in elementary school, and it was like 5th or 6th grade. And my house has always had, it's had entities in it before, and it still does. They're more active in some stages and more dormant in others. It really just depends on the energy in the house. So if it's a really happy and busy environment, it has more activity. That's why when my mom owned her daycare, we would see a lot more ghost activity than we do now. Because it's
Like,
just,
what kind?
well,
Orbs? You see the orbs?
yeah, we used to have a
That's
lot of
common.
orbs in our photos when we first took pictures there,
Oh my
when we
god.
first moved in.
No.
But you know, orbs can be a lot of things. They can be dust particles, they can be bugs, so you can't always say, oh, there's an orb in this picture, it has to be a ghost. You know, it has to be certain things.
Like
And
if
my
you're in
mom
space-
noticed.
I mean, how often would you see the orbs though?
Well, my mom noticed that a lot of the times whenever we took pictures there, the orbs would cover her face.
See-
every single time.
Exactly. That's not coincidental dust or
Yeah.
bugs.
It
How
could
many-
be. What if it's
like,
something on
no.
the lens that no one
But
ever
you
noticed?
can't.
Yeah,
But what I'm
wow.
saying is, just because it can mean that doesn't mean that it always means that. You have to keep some realism to it. Not everything can just be pawned off on. Oh, it's ghost, so it's spirit, so it's a demon. But anyways, when my mom owned the daycare, there were always reports of like these little kids would be playing with a boy that wasn't actually there, and you may think that it was like an imaginary friend, but it was always the same boy.
Well, between
and-
different kids?
Yeah,
That's terrifying.
and
I'm
no,
imagine-
in a way, it's not, because here's a little boy spirit who's looking, and he's lonely, of course, because I imagine that being a ghost is a very,
Trippy experience.
it isn't a very fulfilling existence. And so here you see a place where all of these very, all these kids your same age, and of course, the energy that kids give off is so strong because
Yeah,
children are more susceptible to things like that,
it's not fair.
usually.
I like.
But,
they're playing with a boy. I picture like a little British orphan child with
No,
just like dark
want to play Ring Around
I will get to that,
Tim Burton, Johnny Depp eyes.
because when I was in
used to
5th and
eat
6th,
bananas
5th
after
or 6th
school.
grade, I was sitting in my living room, and this is the first time I ever saw a ghost. I was sitting in my living room, I looked over into the kitchen, and it was like time stopped. And it was the weirdest thing. I saw a little boy wearing, he looked to be about 6 or 7, maybe 8, wearing blue jeans, like the really hard kind, like the Levi's, like, you know,
The
like
ones
the
that feel
Wrangler
like they
Levi's.
haven't been worn.
like denim.
Mhm, like denim.
Denim!
um,
jeans, denim jeans!
and Converse, like the not the high tops, but just the like, you know, when Converse first came out, and a plaid shirt. It was red plaid shirt, and he had freckles, and he was kind of like, he had reddish blonde hair, and he was running from one side of the kitchen to the other.
Oh, Nope.
And
I'd walk outside
I say
cry.
time slowed down because he literally, I saw him, and as he was running, it was like in slow motion. And so, it was kind of like, it was blurred behind him as he was running.
Was he like transparent, kinda, or was he just like, that's a real looking
Yeah,
little boy?
it was kind of transparent, but it was also very
No.
prominent
No idea
because I
what
could
this
tell
is.
what he looked like, and I could tell he was there. And in reality, it only lasted for a few seconds, but it felt like a lot longer. And that was just it was very, I don't know, like it grounded me. Because I'd always heard about these things, and I'd always wondered, oh, my mom's really susceptible to it. Well, when is it going to happen to me? And when it finally did, it was like, whoa. And it's not the only spirit that we have in the house, or have ever had in the house. It's actually been the little boy, a woman, and sort of like a darker presence, something that kind of makes you feel really uncomfortable.
Like a ninja.
And the little boy and the
Uncle
woman
Peter.
are fine. They are they're really friendly. I actually just a few weeks ago saw the woman.
Oh my god.
And this is a very common thing. And I was watching TV and they mentioned it, and I was like, oh my god, I've experienced that when ghosts take on the form of people. Like real people, like you.
Like if you saw Oprah right next to you, and you're like,
No.
Oprah wouldn't be in my house. This
No,
must be a ghost.
It's like a doppelganger effect.
Like so you see yourself.
Yeah.
Wait, so you saw...
Because this woman was talking about how one of the ghosts in the house, it looked exactly like her from behind, like to a T, and then they just vanished. And I thought, oh my
Both those
god,
again.
because the woman in our house looks exactly like my mother, or at least very similar.
Maybe
And
it's like a past
I was
generation
sitting
thing.
in the living room the other night, and my mother walked back into the house because she was letting the dog in through the front door. And she walked, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw her walk towards me into the living room. And so I went to look, and she wasn't there. And then out of the other corner of my eye, I saw her walking there again. So I thought, oh, I just must have missed her. And I looked again. She wasn't there. She wasn't in the room. But I swear to God, I saw her walk into the room and then walk farther into the room. And then I called my mom, and she was in the bathroom. And I told her what happened. She was like, oh, it's weird. And I swore it was my mother. And people in the little kids in the daycare would always say that they saw a woman and they thought it was my mother, but my mother wouldn't be there. She was always somewhere else.
Wow, that's crazy. Okay, so I did have one experience that felt kind of like it wasn't a dream because I was awake, but at the same time, I don't know, it wasn't ghosts, and I think I was hallucinating mildly. But it was at my grandma's house. This is the most terrified I've ever been in bed.
Is this the Chevy Chase?
This is the Chevy Chase
Okay.
story.
God damn it.
So I was at my grandma's house for the weekend, and I was sleeping. And, it's a very comfortable bed. I love the bed. It's a great bed. By the way, definitely recommend Tempur-Pedic beds all the way. Shout out to Tempur-Pedic. They're great. But I was sleeping in bed, and I wake up, but I couldn't move. And I looked this up later on,
That's
and I heard this
astral
on...
projection.
Cat talk?
Yeah.
Cat talk? I'm just kidding. I looked it up, and I heard some people talk about it on YouTube. It was like a sleep paralysis or something like that. Like when you see yourself while you're sleeping, but you can't move. You want to move, and you're trying to move, but you can't. So that happened, and I was like, oh, this is crazy. And I was just kind of sitting there with my eyes kind of like they felt like they were open, but I don't know if they were. But I couldn't move, and then all of a sudden I hear this like, and I swear to God, I hear and see Chevy Chase. I hear and see Chevy.
Wait. Recent Chevy Chase, or
yeah, it was recent Chevy Chase, like in Hot Tub Time Machine Chevy Chase, like that exact person. I hear him go. Thank God I have this wormhole manipulator that gets me through this shortcut. And then I hear, And then I'm like terrified. I can't move in my bed. I'm like, did I just get visited by an extraterrestrial Chevy Chase? Or did an extraterrestrial come to this room and think I would be most comfortable with Chevy Chase and pick that as his form? And that was the most terrified I've ever been. And it felt like it was like.
Did you just watch Hot Tub Time Machine?
I didn't. That was the thing. I had not watched anything with Chevy Chase. I hadn't watched Community in like weeks. So I don't know what the fuck my brain was thinking. But Chevy Chase I'm now terrified of him.
The medical term is sleep paralysis. The I guess like term that most people like the ghost community world, those type of people call it astral projection, and it's where
Chevy Chase visits you while you sleep?
No, well that could have been a half asleep form of dreaming.
That's
in which you're right in between that cycle of sleep paralysis / astral projection into the dream cycle, the
REM.
The REM sleep.
That's great.
In the corner.
It starts with an earthquake. And then Chevy Chase breaks into your room with a wormhole manipulator and
but
fucks
I've
your
had
day.
that. I've done that before, and it's terrifying. I know the feeling.
I wouldn't mind if I could move and be like, oh shit, it's Chevy Chase. But I was sitting in my bed in like a fetal position, and then all I hear is, thank God I have this, and it's Chevy Chase's voice, and I can see his gray hair, and I'm like, and then he leaves, I guess. And I was like, and I wanted like scream, I wanted to say something, I couldn't do anything.
I think the technical term for that is sleep paralysis.
Fletch. Chevy reference.
No, what's happening before? I was laying in bed, and I was on my side, like you were, funny enough, and all of a sudden, it felt like someone was laying on me, just pressing down on me, and I couldn't move my arms, and I couldn't move my legs, but my mind was still working, and it just felt like someone was laying on me, like all of a sudden my blankets were like 100 pounds, and for me, it was like, it almost sounded like whispering in my ears, but I couldn't make out anything. It was just like, and then all of a sudden, like, I was able to break out of it, and I, like, kicked the blankets off of me. I was like, no! And I, like, freaked out, and I, like, stood up out of bed, and I was like,
That's what I jumped up, I walked around to my bathroom, I was like,
I can move.
Because I feel like my body didn't want me to see what was ever, like, because after he left.
Maybe he sounded like Chevy Chase, but it was like Monster Chevy Chase.
Monster Chevy Chase. See, I was terrified. Maybe it was like a fucking, like, demon that was like, I know I'll use Chevy Chase to lure him to my grasp, and then I'll rape him with my big black cock. See, my boyfriend's crazy.
Going off what you were saying, Spencer, I think, now that I think of it, I think I might have, like, two kind of ghost-like stories that are actually real, not just bullshit I'm making up on the spot. Okay, one time I was sleeping. I wasn't like, I wasn't paralyzed at all. Like I got up immediately, but I was sleeping, and I just heard like a very faint like Brennan, and I wake up, and it freaked me out. No one was in the room, but I heard it very clearly. It was just some guy's voice. I didn't know who it was. But some guy yelled at me, and I woke up. And another.
Did you go back to sleep? Because I wouldn't have been like.
No, I got it. I just went on with my day.
I can't cope when things happen in my sleep. I don't know how to
That
deal
can happen.
with it.
A lot of the times it's spirits that are, and this is just a possibility. I'm not saying that this is what it was, because sometimes it's dreaming and sometimes it's other things. But sometimes spirits attempt to reach out to the living.
They can pick someone else. They can.
Brennan. In the slab.
I would like if the spirit would just go like, hey, go surreal, and just never bother me again. No ghost ever.
Ghosts exist.
Just so I know. Okay, ghosts
Follow
never
me on
exist.
Twitter.
But that's the only interaction I want with a ghost.
You just wake up and on your wall in blood it's hashtag we're real.
And then afterwards, bye forever. And then just
bye forever. And then it's like a whisk away with his hand of blood. Just kind of like goes into like a rainbow of the wall.
But another time, I woke up, and in the corner of my room, I just saw like the shadow of a guy. And
Why didn't you come up with that like to begin with?
I might have repressed it.
Because
I don't know.
that's
I saw
very
a shadow.
I never knew Brennan didn't like ghosts.
I'll tell you.
Like, are they ideas?
Because-
I'll tell you where I think my fear of ghosts stems from. But yeah, like I woke up and I just saw a shadow of a guy, and it seemed like forever, but it was just, I know it was a couple seconds. And as my eyes adjusted to the darkness, it just kind of went away. So I didn't really think much of it. I thought my eyes were just fucking with me, but no,
Well, you
could be
know,
anything. Could be that guy. Like,
sometimes,
It could be the guy who brought Chevy Chase to my life. There you go.
sometimes, a lot of the times, actually, when I'm in my living room, and this is only when we had the couch against the window. You remember how my couch used to be in my living room?
Yeah.
Instead of next to the fireplace.
Mhm.
I would sit on the couch and watch TV at night, and out of the corner of my eye, there was always this figure, and this is that dark looming figure that I was telling you about that's in my house sometimes.
oh no.
And I see it out of my corner of my eye, standing next to the wall, next to the buffet, and then every time I turn my head, it's gone.
Spencer,
But I can see it, and it's troubling because it bugs me, and I don't feel, a lot of the times if you, and this is the trick, if you feel a presence like that, don't acknowledge it.
kind of like a cat
Don't-
rubbing against
don't-
her legs.
Don't
Look at the kitty.
don't
Look at the
encourage
kitty.
it. Don't provoke it. I know a lot of the times in the ghost hunting things you feel, oh, do something. Don't, because the more you invite them into your world,
The more they're gonna fuck with you. That's
yeah,
why when you're like,
God damn it, Micah from Paranormal Activity.
what?
yeah, exactly,
You're a
and that's
child.
why I really can't watch things like that because you
Because
don't
it
do
irritates
that
you as a
because
professional.
well, I'm not a professional, but it just irritates me because I don't even take anything I'm saying from this seriously or like accurately because I'm no professional on this. But from my personal experiences and what my mom has told me, if it really is bugging you, like really badly, you say it in a very firm and authoritative voice, you're making me uncomfortable, you need to leave.
All right, babe, I'll get out of here.
I can't even.
They're all
Gentlemen
douchey bar
style.
I'm so
guys.
nice. I can't even say that as a person. But
Please go.
okay, two things. One, have you ever seen scary movies at your house?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to give them any ideas.
I could throw it against the wall. I can do that.
I didn't know.
I just gotta go
ghosts
meet
could do
that guy in the subway and teach me how to touch stuff. Like
How to touch me?
like Patrick Swayze.
Second,
What's his name?
when I was
Swayze?
over at your house,
Swayze.
Yeah.
one of the times, and you first said that there are ghosts in it,
Yeah.
that scared me so goddamn much. Later, I don't know if we stayed the night or anything, but I was in your bathroom taking a shit.
Thank you. Was that day that everyone was trying to take the picture and you were
That
in the
was a
bathroom?
No.
taking
I
shit?
think it was nighttime because it was scarier.
Oh, okay.
And it was in your downstairs bathroom, and you had that fucking hole in your roof.
Oh yeah, the hole in the ceiling because the
And
pipes are
I
leaky.
I kept looking up at that, looking into the dark hole, and just like freaking the fuck out. Like I was so ready to see a goddamn figure pop out of that, and I just. Like, it scared me mostly because, like, if a ghost comes out, I can't move, my asshole's dirty, and my pants are down. I
You know,
can't run
Brennan, it's
anywhere.
okay. He's just trying to wipe it for you, remember?
when my
Yeah,
mom's
no.
gone for long periods of
He
time,
comes out of the toilet
the
with
basement
the
gets really uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Because, like, I'll go down to the basement and I'll be walking up the stairs, and you know that feeling when you feel like somebody's right behind you?
Yeah, I
And
feel
they
that
can
literally
grab
every
you
time.
any moment
I
and
feel
pull
that
you back.
every night I get up to, like, get a drink or anything, I'll walk to the fridge, so much confidence, and then just, like, there's something fucking behind me, I need to get to my room right the hell now.
And it's neither because I'm not usually afraid of the basement, and I'm fine with it. However, if my mom's been away for a few days or something, I will feel that, and I just don't stay there. I bolt because I don't like it.
I think I stayed the night at your house
Don't
at
stay
least
there.
twice. I remember I just woke up and was like, oh, I really gotta pee. I'm not gonna get up. There's no way I'm gonna make the walk. Her house is fucking haunted.
So I've never been able to have the feeling that you guys are talking about on Spencer's stairs because I'm always in too much pain from hitting my head on the damn ceiling.
Oh my god! Every time I tell you to duck, you're tall. You're a tall one.
Duck, where?
You're a tall one.
Yeah, it's
Mr.
like
Blackwell.
half an inch off, so I scalp myself every time. Alright, so one of my first questions I have for you guys.
Okie dokie.
First question is, if you guys were ghosts, what would you do?
I would just reenact the movie Ghost.
I haven't seen that.
I'd like go behind Demi Moore while she was for some reason making things in pottery class, and I'd be like, "Do you remember this, Demi? Do you remember?" And she'd be like, "Is this Swayze? Why do I sound like an old Miley Cyrus?"
I want to live,
I
Margaret.
ghosted you the other night.
You did?
Yeah, well, you were kneading the dough when you were making
I was
biscuits
making
and we were making
biscuits.
breakfast.
And Spencer ghosted me,
I ghosted him.
which is only okay if you know the person. So if you're gonna do it to a random person, at least say your name in their ear. Just whisper it real quick. Alex.
I would probably go.
Why are you calling me Alex?
I would learn to appear in pleasant forms that people like, and go to people like me and say, ghosts are real, and then I'd leave them alone forever.
I feel like if I had to be a ghost, because I really feel like being a ghost would be horrible. I would be a guardian angel.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
That's kind of what the woman is.
But
for
what
my
if
mother.
what if you can't communicate with them? What if they're not ready for that? What if you're like, look out for the car? And they're like,
Well,
there's nothing.
Push 'em.
interesting story connected
Just
to that.
push 'em.
My mom told me this one. She was, it was a couple years ago. She was outside painting the house. And it was a nice day. It was during the summer. She was outside painting the house, and she had her headphones in, and she stopped for a second, and she put her paint down, and she still had her headphones in, music on, and all of a sudden, in a very clear and crisp voice, a woman, like, right in her ear, a woman's voice said, "Turn around." And so my mom, no.
Every now and then.
And so she turned around, and a child, a very small child, like 1 or 2, from the apartments across the street, was in the middle of the road. And she ran out, and she grabbed the child, and, like, she didn't even think it, because she's a mother, she's motherly instinct. She bolted, grabbed the child, and ran across the street. 2 seconds later, a semi came blaring down the road.
What the fuck is a
truck
semi?
driver is a dickhead. He was like, child, that's extra points.
What the fuck is a semi doing?
That guy
down
wanted to
your
hit
block?
that kid. Like, he wanted to hit that kid.
And that child would have died. And that was...
Moral of the story is
That's
never
really
trust
weird.
fucking
I
truck
would probably do
drivers.
that. Except I'd probably, I don't know, I'd go to some guy like, yeah, he seems pretty nice, and I'll be his guardian angel. Ah, god damn it, I picked an asshole.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Yes. The next one is, whose ghost would you want to communicate with?
Ooh.
Ronald Reagan's.
Do they have to be dead
Why?
right now?
No.
Yes.
Not really. Not really Ronald Reagan.
No.
I just said it because it sounded like, yeah, Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan, the actor?
I would have to say it would either be my grandmother on my father's side or my great-grandmother on my mother's side. Or even cooler, my great-great-grandfather
Oh my
on
God.
my dad's side, because apparently he was a jazz singer in his time in the 1920s, and he actually did some work with Louis Armstrong before he got really famous. Interesting, right?
Brad is sexy saxing. There you go.
Please stop.
Oh, if I could have someone actually haunt me, it'd be my Uncle Craig, because before he died, I never got to say goodbye to him. Before he died, I never got to say goodbye to my Uncle Craig. He was my favorite person on the entire planet. I love him to death. I love him to death.
Okay. Brennan? Yeah, Brennan, you still need to answer.
Fuck. I don't know. I'm trying to think of something who isn't family, but I can only think of one family, because I can't think of, like, any star who isn't fucking dead
What about
yet.
a star? What about, like, historically?
One, my granduncle Petey, who apparently did 50 fucking bombing missions on Berlin. Sorry, Nazis. But fuck you.
Shout out to the Nazis.
He did 50. You only need to do 25. He did a 25 more.
He
and
really hated
was-
them there Jerry's.
He was very Jewish. Very much Jewish. So, I don't know. That maybe pissed Hitler off.
Herr Führer, there is a Jewish man bombing our city.
I think I would want to talk to any type of like famous poet or author, just so I could ask him, when you wrote the phrase "the tree was green," did you mean like the oppression that was going on in the world at that time, or did you just want to write the fucking tree was green?
Oh my god,
I
yes!
would love to talk to Scott
Actually,
Fitzgerald.
right now, I feel like I would talk
Dick.
to Emily Dickinson or Yates.
Like Emily Dickens.
Is Georgia O'Keeffe dead?
Because we're studying them in English.
I don't know.
Oh, well, okay. I'd talk to Sir Isaac Newton and ask, how come he didn't get laid before he died?
You didn't get laid before he died?
No, he died a virgin.
He did?
Brad. Oh, wait, no, you answered that question. Oh, Brad, what would you do if you were a ghost?
Ooh, yeah.
I think I would be. I read another type of freaky story on Reddit, and it gave me the idea that I would want to be the ghost that like turns on a specific song to somebody like every single night, and I would want that song to be Africa by Toto. Just like every morning at 3 something in a.m.
3:33.
that song would just start playing.
I actually want to change mine for being a ghost. I would see if I can jerk off and just do that on everything.
That's what Alex just said.
Yeah, I know. I'm
agreeing
copying
with
him.
me.
That's a good plan. That's a good way to spend the rest of eternity.
Just gonna jerk off on everything.
Until God decides.
And call it ectoplasm.
Guys.
No, guys don't think about jerking off on everything. Ghosts think about jerking off on everything.
I guess I'll ask another question to lead us into our second game.
Ooh, game.
Yay!
Damn.
Wait, hang on, I got a song for this. It's time for Brad's Games. Brad's Games.
Yeah.
Brad's Games.
Actually, that's a pretty good lead-in.
Sorry.
If we, at the moment, we're sticking with the theme song we have from when we were doing our show, Video Game Confessions. But if any of our listeners, your mission, if you choose to accept it, send in a possible theme song for the podcast.
I'm gonna send in so many, Brad. Maybe get like 20 from
My
me.
hot dog scrunching up.
My hot dog scratching up is the podcast.
That's my
Okay. All right. So while I set up the game, my question for you to lead us into our movie game is: which would be the worst ghost movie to be in?
This is a game?
No, this is just the question while I set up the game.
Oh, fuck. 13
Okay.
ghosts.
Oh, fuck yeah, I agree. Fuck that place, man.
Right?
That one
Shit.
chick with the titties?
No,
Yeah.
I haven't fucking seen that. God damn it.
Okay, so what happens is, for some reason, this man was like, let's buy a fucking
Spoiler
glass
alert.
house.
No, it wasn't. They didn't buy it. They inherited it.
Hey,
Stupid.
hey.
Monk. Monk was in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
Monk.
lived.
He lived.
Shaggy.
Shaggy.
Did he live?
No, he died. He became a ghost.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Okay, anyway.
Anyway, 13 gross.
That
Fuck
one guy got split in half. That was the coolest part ever. Because you could see his inside split in half because of the glass door.
The
So
super.
cool.
The coolest part about the movie was like the fucking kick-ass eyewear they had to wear to see the ghosts.
Yes,
This
Alex
is
is
like-
jerking out. What was that? Oh, that was your hand.
It was a ghost.
Like that.
I feel like they should have given those glasses out in theaters.
Yes! People would be like, oh my god, can we understand what these ghosts? Are these real ghosts? Are these props from the movie? Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
Becky! Instagram my glasses! It's not a thing yet? That's fine. It's like 2003.
MySpace.
Kimberly.
Okay. So if
think
some
I
of you
said
guys
it, but I
remember
never
last
liked it.
week.
Hold on, I didn't answer.
Yeah. Oh, right. You didn't answer, Brennan. Hurry up and answer.
Yeah, with 15 minutes ago.
Ghostbusters.
That's the worst one. That's the most terrifying, scary
Yeah,
one to
you're
be in.
just a ghost and 3 assholes just come in and lock you away in a fucking vacuum seal for all
No,
eternity.
it wasn't which would be the worst to be a ghost in. It was which ghost movie would be the worst to be in.
Oh, Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah, because you have to
Look
deal
who
with
you're
fucking
gonna
Dan
call.
Aykroyd and that black guy.
They're all old now. Like, what are they doing?
Dan Aykroyd, he's fat. Bill Murray, he's golfing.
Yeah, he's golfing.
The other guys are doing something. I don't even.
I would say paranormal
Put their
activity, but
names.
that's a demon, so.
Yeah, demons are a lot different than ghosts. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know
there
why I
is-
was
there
staring
is.
at you.
Ow!
Got it.
I would say Grave Encounters. Okay, so if some of you remember last week, we did a game where I played different serial killers, and the guys had to try and guess who I was. I started to do that same thing for this week, and realized by the third one that each one had the exact same hints. I am a ghost. I'm terrorizing people. Who am I? So I decided to switch it up a little bit. So this week's game is called. Crap, I probably should have thought of a name. Let's call it Time Limits. So,
What is it called?
What?
the number one rule for this game, Time Limits, is you cannot name sequels or remakes.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Wait, does the original of a sequel count? as not a sequel? Like if I were to say like Paranormal Activity, does that?
2.
No, not 2. 1. The fuck, Spencer?
Why is your carpet sticky right now?
Oh, wait, so what are you asking, Brennan?
I don't know.
Like, okay, say like an answer was Paranormal Activity. That's not a sequel, or is it? It's the first one.
Oh,
like, do you
good,
mean,
because
or
there's
do you mean like a standalone
Since
movie?
Paranormal Activity came out first, that is the first one.
Okay.
Paranormal Activity.
Just
That's the one.
So, we're going to go in a line continuously, so it'll go Alex, Brennan, Spencer, Alex, Brennan, Spencer.
Dude, I'm gonna leave.
Each time it comes to you, you will have 5 seconds to name a scary movie. If you do so, you get a
Just
point,
any
and it goes
scary
on to the next person. If you don't get that point for that round.
just
I'm-
any
Just
scary
I'm
any
going to
scary
put
movie?
3 minutes on my timer.
Brad.
Just any scary movie?
Any ghost... Oh, did I say scary movie?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Any ghost movie.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
fuck!
Jesus. God damn it. I haven't seen shit for ghost movies.
Off
So
the top of my head.
I'm guessing Brennan's gonna lose. So let's see if Spencer can take the trophy
Oh.
away from Alex this week.
Nope.
So I've got 3 minutes on the timer. Alex, go.
13 ghosts.
Ghostbusters. Oh, Ghostbusters.
Paranormal Activity.
Okay, Alex.
1403.
Huh?
1403.
Okay, that's 5 seconds. It was 14:08. Brennan.
Paranormal Entity.
Okay, Spencer.
Oh, Insidious.
Alex. 3, 4, 5. Brennan.
Oh, I got it.
Four.
Ghost.
5. Okay,
Oh!
Spencer. 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
Four,
me? Oh,
5.
100 feet.
Are you Googling
guess
it?
we'll count that. Alex.
No,
Two.
we start over. No, Spencer was Googling things. She cheated.
All right,
What?
the
You're
counter
so
is going to
terrible.
continue. Alex, no phones. Go. 1, 2, 3.
Bananas.
Brennan.
A Christmas Carol.
Oh, Spencer.
Oh, God. Conjurer.
5.
The Ring.
Is that a ghost?
It's a ghost.
Brennan.
The Sixth Sense.
Spencer.
Oh, Ghost.
I said that.
Did you?
5.
Yeah.
Alex.
The Grudge.
Brennan.
Scary movie.
Spencer.
Oh, fuck it.
Alex. Brennan.
VHS.
Spencer.
Wait, would Scream count because it's ghost face?
No. Alex.
Fuck.
Brennan.
Uh,
Spencer.
Oh, what was that movie? No, it's
Four,
no,
5.
that's wrong.
Alex.
Wait.
Getting the ghostly fluids flowing.
Brennan.
Haunted Mansion.
Oh, fuck me.
Spencer.
Oh my God. Oh, it's one of the different.
Alex.
No, come back to me next.
What the fuck are you talking about? I don't know.
Brennan.
Oh, the fucking one where he's like, I see dead people.
You're
Oh,
Sixth Sense. I already knew
Spencer.
that one.
oh I've never seen it.
Haunting in Connecticut.
Alex.
Amityville Horror.
Brennan.
The Conjuring.
Spencer.
Oh, is it me? The Black Widow.
Alex.
Yeah, it's a ghost.
The Last Exorcism.
Brennan.
The Exorcist.
Fuck all of you.
Spencer.
I don't know.
Alex.
The Haunting of Banana Republic.
That is
Brennan.
not a real thing.
Paranorman.
No.
That's a ghost dog.
Spencer.
Coraline.
Fuck.
Like a ghost. Maybe ghost children.
Alex. Brennan. Oh, okay,
Drunken
3 minutes
ghost.
up.
One.
Brennan killed that.
Whoa!
Yeah.
The final score is Alex 5, Brennan 11, Spencer 6.
Yeah.
Oh! How did he suck it?
Name the movies that he got 11 on. He didn't even say 11 movies.
You guys are
Bullshit.
busy thinking. I'll roll it back. You can tell once this thing comes out. But I think it might be 10 because one of them.
Wasn't. Oh, because he said a couple of them twice. Like ones that other people had already said. But I'm not doubting that you won.
Yeah. Brennan definitely won. I'll count it and add a note at this point now. Brennan won with 10, and Alex and Spencer actually tied with 5 each. All right, thanks for that. Thanks for that note, Brad.
Editing reminder.
You're welcome, Brad. Brad, you're awesome. I know, Brad. Thanks, Brad.
The rest of the podcast just goes on like that for an hour.
2-hour podcast, everybody. Just listen to the first hour, and if you're really a trooper, listen to the rest.
So yeah,
Damn, Brennan,
I
you
did not
fucking
see
won
that
that.
one
Amazing.
coming. Good job,
No, I
Brennan.
didn't either.
I only ate like
all,
3
I
real
can't even
movies.
second.
I'm gonna
I
guess
don't-
that you haven't seen half the movies you said.
No, I've seen
No.
probably 3. One of them was kind of bullshit, like Paranormal Entity. I remember seeing that on Netflix. It's like Paranormal Activity, but I think it was ND.
Real quick, totally off topic of ghosts, but it's a horror movie. Kind of. Did you see ATM, Brad?
No, I have not.
Shitty fucking movie.
Is that like
Shit,
Phone
really?
Booth, but with an
Really? I
ATM?
saw the trailer and it
didn't like
made
it
me
here,
not
the
want to
fucking
watch it.
ATM.
It's the biggest waste of time that I've spent with my mother.
Well, isn't every moment you spend with your mother a waste of time?
Zombie more.
There goes that.
No, right on.
What'd you say, Brad?
I said, isn't every moment you spend with your mother a waste of time?
Casper the fucking friendly ghost.
I don't want to say yes to that. Brad, please cut that out. I don't know if she listens to these. My mom?
Are you ripping on your mother?
No, but my mother is a sweet, caring person.
You should be happy, Alex. I cut out the thing about your grandma on the last podcast.
I don't even remember what I said about my grandma.
No, it's
I
what
think
it's
horrible,
what Brennan
probably.
said about your grandma.
What did it say? My
I
impression
gotta
of her?
take this thing
No.
off.
So I think the podcasts are going to be coming out on Wednesdays, since that's
Killer?
when I posted the first one. Yes, whenever Wednesday was. And do we want to record every Friday? Make
Yeah,
it
sure.
easier. Have a schedule so when we have more
Yeah, why not?
guests, that'll make it easier.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right, who's gonna be next week's guest? If we're gonna have
Well, we haven't talked about our next week's topic.
Oh, that was it, Brad. Brad, you
Huh.
just invited me to be here every week.
well, then we have to get another
Oh,
goddamn
Brad's
splitter.
face. Oh God, no. I'm kidding.
If you can manage to show up every week, sure.
Hmm?
I say she's welcome anytime she wants.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stephanie is very wanting to come on the show.
All right. Yeah.
Right on.
Oh, yeah,
uh,
she told me you guys already invited her.
Yeah, well,
I don't
I
know,
talked
I
to
didn't
her and I invited her to come on. And then, of course, we always Kyle is interested in coming on.
We need to have Kyle. We haven't seen Kyle in forever. All right. Does anybody want to do an outro for the end of this? Because I feel like we're wrapping up.
Well, do we want to
what's
plug
next
stuff?
week's
Do we want to
topic?
plug stuff again?
Yes.
I don't
Alright.
really need to plug.
Ooh, I do.
Follow me on Twitter at AlexPatrick1. These are cool.
Is that the number one or the word one?
Let me just look at my Twitter to make sure that's correct. I
Okay.
just got into it.
Follow me on Vine. I started making those. At Brennan DeVal Wagman, I believe.
Okay, so my Twitter is at capital ALEXANDR, capital PATRIC 1. The number, not the word.
I'd
Spencer,
really
follow me.
rather not have any of you guys follow me on anything, but hey, if you're in Kent, come to Kent Meridian's play Durang It.
Durang it.
Durang It.
Starring
Durang
me.
It.
And
Durang
me.
it.
You're not Durang It.
You don't know that.
It's a series of really funny short plays all done by the same guy, Durang. Haha, Durang It, playing on words. And it's gonna be pretty cool. We got pretty cool people, you know,
Bernie just posted one.
in November. Be there, be square.
My compilation. on YouTube.
Or what about ovals? Could they be ovals?
No.
Okay, fine. I'm just trying to add to the conversation.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you guys are plugging Dragon again, I will plug my comic series again, before and after. You can see it on Facebook or at foreandafter.thecomicseries.com. Coming up on the 50th issue, which will be posted on Halloween. So that's pretty cool. Like I said, the three of us are in, and Spencer is also a pretty regular character.
I am.
Yeah. Alex
Just so
actually
you
hasn't
know.
even been introduced in the series yet. He's coming in
He's
November.
been talked about. My character is a lot more badass in the comics than I am in real life.
Yeah.
No, you totally
It's
don't have a
like-
hand.
It's like what inside Spencer is like as opposed to outside Spencer.
Oh, fucking ruthless.
Spencer in my mind. No, in the comic.
Oh well, I mean, Brad always writes you as a badass.
And I'm a psycho
Because he knows the truth.
who's just betrayed everyone.
Brennan, do you wanna plug anything?
I never plugged mine.
Oh yeah, you did plug mine. All right.
Follow me on InstaChat. It's not a thing yet, but it's gonna be.
You probably trust me. It's called Omegle.
What else to plug? Oh, I guess search up Hee Haw Shofar on Reddit. You can read a couple ghost stories that I posted on that actually fits in with today's theme.
Oh.
Put a link to it.
I will put a link. Spencer, you've actually read one of the stories that have been posted.
I have.
Yeah.
1.5.
No, that's actually not the other one.
Oh. Okay.
So one.
So
Not-
what? I
not
read
half.
one.
Party. All right.
Party hard.
Well.
So, Alex, sing us an outro.
Thank you for listening to the BAB podcast.
Woo.
Thank you for listening to the
BAB
BAB podcast. Thank you, niggas, for listening to the podcast. Fucking nigga, motherfucking shit, bitch.
Okay, we'll release that as the explicit version. Thanks for listening, everybody. We will see you all next Wednesday.
Bye, internet.
And
Bye.
bye, internet. Thanks everybody for listening, and don't forget to subscribe to Softbox Cinema on YouTube, where new videos will be posted all the time.